There are a lot of design choices when it comes to really making it easier for the customers and for their customers who are the patients. So in the case of photon counting, we also face similar design choices. But really what mattered for us was to focus on the things that were not negotiable. Really the basics and the fundamentals of doing the imaging that really mattered. So accordingly, we asked ourselves the following question. Did we really go after stunning details, very high spatial resolution, or really going after the spectral CT imaging? And the answer was that from the customers, they don't want to basically trade one off for the other. So the design choices we made, even if that basically entailed very complex technology and very interesting design choices, we went after that. So for example, in the case of Photonova Spectra, we made it such that our customers doesn't have to make the choice of deciding to scan for the high spatial resolution or spectral CT imaging. They can basically do just one universal scan and get what they need, which really matters at the end of the day for their confident diagnosis. Again, when it comes to PET imaging or nuclear imaging, which is part of our portfolio as well, it was really important for us to ask the same question for PET imaging. As you can see at different booth locations, that one can actually do a design of a very long PET imaging. In the case of GE Healthcare, we decided to make it 128 centimeter, nothing longer, potentially shorter. The idea being, again, what is it that really mattered for the customers and their patients? So what they said at the end, we really would like to reduce the radiation dose. We would like to cut down the speed of acquisition as well as the reconstruction. So as a result, we did the Omni design accordingly, 128 centimeters, scalable even from 16 up to 128 for the years to come, whenever the customers choose to do so. Within that, making sure that there is the highest sensitivity that really matter to be able to do dynamic studies, and also making sure that there is very minimal background noise by design, again, for our PET detector material. Last but not least, we are working very closely with our partners such as NVIDIA to make sure that our reconstructions is not hours, but constantly getting better and better, sub-minutes level when it is really needed. So the design is, again, all about the choices you make. In the case of PET as well, we chose not to follow the mainstream, but really optimizing the distance and the other design choices for the customers and for the patients. RSNA is such an event that there are lots of choices, lots of products, lots of features. It is really difficult to be able to focus and basically cut through all that noise and see really what matters. In the case of nuclear imaging as well, we basically ask that question to ourselves. Are we going to, again, pose a question, a trade-off to our customers about the speed or the radiation dose, or for them to really secure their future, such as theranostic imaging? With the StarGuide GX, which is the final version of in that family, we basically made the design choice of very unique automated collimation, integrated collimation, reconstruction speed, as well as the material choices. Again, similar to PET story, similar to photon counting story, sensitivity was at the center of it, to be able to cut down the radiation dose, to be able to do dynamic studies, but also from the workflow point of view, radiation dose basically, as well as the workflow being optimized. So if I sum all of them, if you are really talking to your kids, I would suggest that GE is photon bending company. Our business is all about photons, how to generate them, and how to harness them to be able to get the best image out of all of that. And in the case of StarGuide GX, we did exactly that so that the customers are ready for the future with the theranostics and not having to do any choices, trade-offs between speed, radiation dose, and the image quality.